love this crowd, by the way, man. This crowd is incredible. They've been so good already. It's just day one.
They're wrong on the answer there, though. Vandal, for sure.
Yeah, surely, right?
Back in the game, though, and immediately you see FUT style coming into the forefront. Instantly going to try to get this plant down on this B site with the wall. Actually, just controlling Mound instead. The wall's not even available for Kiwi.
Yeah, and I think it's been fun to watch FUT play because at least at home, regionally, they like to test water everywhere around the map. They'll threaten some B. They'll get some info. They'll invest some utility, sure.
I like that they're playing with the idea of pivoting into Mound there. Already showing up some of the variabilities that you have with this comp.
And they're committing to this. Kiwi's already taken a decent amount of damage.
Nobody's
Flashed
out
up.
with him, though.
The dog took a bite out of him. He's done. Demon won with the opener, and look at how weak they are, but they are going to pivot, and they're going to pivot right into Boostio.
There's mollies on the site, 2 of them.
He had to pop the first in the face of the knife, so that's all he got off.
And they do break the second one, so they will be able to potentially get on the site, but Boostio's challenging.
Alarm bot's still there, and there it is. You hear it go off. Mr. Fallen committing to the plant, though, in the face of the spam.
Oh, that's a ghost spamming through that ledge.
That's a second kill going over for EG as well. Is this a third pistol in favor of EG? Yes, it is.
Are you serious? 3 pistols for EG, but that shot from Chocobo, he's jumping.
Yeah, that was filthy.
That is nasty. And again, Kiwi out by himself. I didn't quite see what split up that hit. It must have been a stun from the breach. Because you saw the follow-up flash, you saw the follow-up paranoia as well. And EG, again, 3 for 3 on the pistols. Causing so much trouble for FUT.
I think to go back to a conversation we were having earlier, I think it applies here as well, in that breach is not something that you commonly see on Lotus, so expecting the timings on the fault line, things like that, can make a drastic difference.
That's the importance, right, of playing these off-meta comps. And switching up compositions as well, right? You break up the prep, and you put yourself in positions where the other team is not ready. They haven't played, they haven't practiced, they haven't gotten the reps of, breaking a camera, or in this case, dealing with the stuns like you mentioned. A lot easier to deal with breach, though, I have to say, other than compared to like a Sova or a Cypher.
Yeah, I would agree completely.
Your muscle memory is much more trained to turn a flash than anything else.
See the alarm bot just on the other side of the smoke, but the knife once again catches him. Boostio has to give the space up, and Calm fills it. Very well done. Very well done. A flawless round for EG. Again, what's that, the third that we've seen? Fourth, maybe?
There's definitely some clean rounds coming out there. I love how Calm's able to tuck back and take the space as well, because in that conversation about what you're used to playing with, you're not really used to playing against a KO. So Boostio's been tagged twice by this knife.
Yep.
And he has to fall off. Calm fills that space to actually recover.
It's a Potter's feeling it when she's saying things like that 2 rounds in. Just too easy.
For Potter, that's harsh. Jeez.
Yeah. Easy now. Third round of the half, another opportunity for a bonus. Remember, EG have excelled in situations such as these. Can they convert again in the face of FUT style of poking and prodding and finding info and utility everywhere around the map before deciding where they want to commit? It'd be difficult to do that here with how EG are playing this defensively. Look at how far up Demon 1 is already. Off of the Trailblazer, he's filled the space. FUT are committing to C here.
He's getting the mollies off this time, though, both of them. The alarm bot, too. Mr. Fallen had to jump out. And won both the bonuses so far, EG. They give up the site, though. This is a full retake on the bonus this time.
Ethan still with 1 flash, and there it is. Boostio on the swing off of that. Cracks trying to hold them back, only able to get 1.
And the stun's so good from Calm.
And Maj and Fallen find themselves into 2v4, outnumbered yet again. There's a flank coming. Demon 1, Pacey dashing his way forward, dashing his way into his death. As FUT have held the line. Can Calm do it by himself? Maj, 16 HP.
HP's called out. You see him jumping with the classic.
Time ticking. There's no abundance of it here. Oh. Is he going to do the thing where he taps and then falls off? No, he stays. Now he falls off, and time is short, but so is health. Calm has to go fast to try to get the kill, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Too many things to deal with. Maj gets the kill. FUT are on the board.
Huge heroics from Maj. That retake was coming very fast from EG, and it was successful. But dealing with the flank, flicking back, dealing with the player, pushing him from sight. This is what I'm talking about right here. So well done from Maj.
And you can tell it looked like Calm was trying to start the defuse and then fall off the ledge. Saw that on TikTok, by the way.
He was looking for the defuse where the player's not watching the angle. try to get maybe to half while he's peeking the other side. Because that plant is definitely much harder than the more open plant way further in the site, which you see other teams use.
Deep orb off of the nano. Little combo of utility there, dealing some damage, keeping it back.
Despite that, Giacomo's through it.
Yeah. He was so fast ahead of it.
And it's not he TP'd past it or anything like that. He threw out the one way and just got in front.
Just ran. Yep.
And the thing is, yeah, sure, the orb does break Boostio's line of sight, but now it's not up. Can he fight with it? At least spray for Giacomo to get some value.
Boostio finds 2 big ones.
He sprays for himself to get value.
Yep.
That's through the Viper orb. I'm not.
Look at Demon 1 again. And the Trailblazer mid. Should confirm a lot here. Boostio with the 3rd on the round. Demon 1 with a bit of a sidestep, proccing the dash. Mr. Fallen's getting out. Does he re-peek? He does, just for a moment.
Gives up that he TP'd across, so Demon 1 has full range to actually go forward now.
And he continued to apply this pressure. Remember, we saw it in the previous round, and yes, he was decapitated for it, but he applied pressure. He bought time. It's a very similar situation here. It's not the 2v4 that we saw previously. Numbers a little bit more in favor of FUT. But perhaps a bit of deja vu.
Scary moment there, but they do have waterfall control and it's smoked down. They're looking for a kill anywhere they can get it. It's going to be through spawn.
Whoa, they're playing so far back.
This fault line is going to be so good.
One of the 2 flashes that he has, but now they're both gone. Ethan feeling the pressure, dropping the flash to stay alive while Demon 1 is repositioned.
Again?
And I don't think that they know. They did. Kiwi read that beautifully.
Demon 1 started running at the tail end of that, trying to regroup and make sure that he uses the space that they gave while they're pushing into spawn. I thought Calm was for sure going to stun that line. Instead, he goes for a flash, which almost just as good. Either way, FUT really, really playing well in 2 situations that was a 2v4, I think, in this situation.
It was a 2v4 in the previous round, a 2v3 this time. I mean, they've been able to handle numbers down situations so masterfully.
Wasn't the same on split. So you could tell already much, much more comfortable on this map.
And that's certainly continuing to show. See Ethan up aggressive there, getting an early peek to try to deal some damage with the Sheriff that he had. The lighter weaponry brought into this one. And finding no success.
And those are the 2 players that you wouldn't expect to go really aggro really fast, but FUT constantly go for plays like that with Cracks and Mr. Fallen, looking for picks instantly, especially with that Viper wall, and especially with the fact that it's an eco Calm, probably isn't going to go for the stun to take aim control. And even when they do that, there's plenty to pivot off of for FUT.
The panel's still up behind them, but off of the tap of the door, Giacomo invests smokes towards A. There it is, now it goes. Now overdrive used, dashing his way forward. In the face of the paranoia, swinging around the turret was not enough to dissuade. And now Giacomo with, again, just the Sheriff. Trying to play spoiler, but he's getting flanked and he has no idea. Maj is behind him. Yes, Giacomo gets 1. I thought he was going to get the 2nd. Demon 1 left alone. Demon 1 cleaned up, and another round for FUT.
And the first lead in the series for them. Instantly taking advantage of some of these ideas. And the differences in the composition too. Instantly pushing out a main there. Not worried about that pressure that could come through it as well. Popping the overdrive on the anti-eco. It's a very formidable weapon in that case. Flags flying high.
That looks like they're having fun too, man. That's a rowdy bunch.
I love the FUT watch parties. We saw so much of this.
Do you now? That spam coming through. Speaking of the spam coming through, it's an Odin in the hands of Giacomo.
The overlaid. Giacomo trying to get through that wall as well with the Odin. It's not something that actually many of the teams are picking up, despite the fact that very, very, very solid tool on this map.
Especially in this position right here.
Yeah, paper walls.
Off of the orb tap, off of any presence towards panel, you can spam right there. And that's what it seems like. That's where they're headed. Boostio keeping him back for now. Giacomo trying to swing out as well. You can see it, but Boostio may hold the line by himself. There's the spam that we were just referring to. In the face of the lockdown, Boostio swings out and gets 4. Maj in an impossible situation, and the very first ace in Japan goes to Boostio. Go on, son, stand up, pop off.
Huge round. I mean, that was a Kiwi cosplay from last round, the overdrive. But Boostio just shuts it down. And again, you're talking about that Odin spam. Look how much difficulty they're having approaching him in that situation.
Absolutely.
Let's go!
That'll send a chill down your spine, right back into the action, tied at 3 apiece. FUT exploring C.
Just reminds me of the situation that EG got when they qualified for Tokyo against Cloud9. Was constantly chasing moments like that. Aces. Over and over. And magic from the team. Ooh, trap play.
Set up, yeah, with the Rolling Thunder, and they swing out behind it. But keep an eye.
Considering
Mr.
the
Fallen
flash.
ulted, and he got behind him. He's able to get one. Very well set up. Courage to hold that ult. Captain getting another one. Through the noise, FUT find themselves up in numbers, and they've invested the pit. What can Demon 1 and Ethan do? Ethan with 2 flashes here, no dog to clear the pit, and Demon 1 with an op. You've got some money, you've got some options. Here's the first, second shot rattling off.
Yeah. Nothing found with that, but it does put Ethan in position to backstab when I think they might think they're both saving at this point.
Money's low for FUT here. Oh, he did spot one. He deals some damage, gets away.
Love that from Ethan as well, flashing inside of the pit. That normally is cues for them to swing out of the pit. You saw it for a second, but he got blind. That's why he had to go back in. This is well considered from Ethan. And also you can tell, EG never giving up, right? Obviously they go for the save here, but they look for a little bit more damage. They look for mistakes being put out from FUT. They didn't get too many.
No, but you're right. They do like to play on razor-thin margins, right? Min-max as much as they can. And yeah, that comes at risk, right? That comes at a cost. It's a gamble in a sense, but well handled.
I mean, think back to the original plan in that round, though. That trap play on Mound with the comms Rolling Thunder coming through. They just were so focused on their own idea that they forgot about the TP. And the killing blow was that paranoia from Mr. Fallen from that position. It was much, much better than any line you could have normally.
Nearly parallel lines. Dissecting A for now. See Kiwi's wall go down.
I thought for a second he was going to rely on that geometry of the door opening for him to get an angle on side of Root. He's going to do it. With the dog coming through from Ethan as well, he's looking for that shot on the Root.
Nothing found. But the idea there.
I mean, you can tell how slow that is, though, to react to. It's very, very simple, but if you're caught off guard, could have been an easy kill.
Here.
They're going to look for that split again. Remember that time they used that KJ lockdown. Big dink coming out from Giacomo, tapping the door as well. It's only Maj who showed himself.
Going to clear the panel, and it seems like they're going to split towards B. Giacomo having to give some of the space up. Takes a step back. Waits for help, and Calm is close by. Question is, when does Kiwi go? Because he's right up there. A clean shot out onto Calm. But Boostio trading it back.
Counter lockdown as well. Look at Demon 1 on the lurk with his hop.
There it is, value found. Cracks though, keeping him back. Oh, he's blind.
Oh.
Opts for the classic, tries to get the kill, but no, Cracks cleans it up.
Can he get half in this position while he's reloading?
He does. The flash there pushes him off. Giacomo respecting the utility. Into the smoke. The tap and the clutch from Giacomo.
It's happening again for EG. Tie it up instantly. They go down 2, they say absolutely not. This Odin comes out and it's been a thorn in FUT's side. And it's something that they've dealt with. They've had to fight against Fnatic, who've gone over and over with this idea of this Odin being so good on this map.
Not ready yet.
Especially with the double controller on the other side too. You have 2 walls that you're spamming through. Either way, Op's still up for Demon 1. You saw him find 1 kill there.
You've got Calm set up in a position where he can fault line.
Let's go aggro.
Yep, off of that, and there it is. There was a flash, there was a fault line set up. So beautiful played from EG.
And that's the first time they've actually gone for that A main control with the stun, but Demon 1 does fall, trying to get out of that panel.
Can they scoop up the op? Jogmo dealing some, receiving some damage from the spam.
That little pause there from Ethan with the Trailblazer.
Woo! They found a lot of space here. What can Boostio do to hold them back? Nothing. That's another snapshot out from Cracks.
And both the smokes are already down as well, so they can get on site right now.
Captain has scooped up the op. That was dropped by Demon 1. And he's the one planning the spike now. Mr. Fallen trying to cut off the rotations. Ethan looking to find the space, and he has no. Oh, that was so close!
What a turn! This retake's still tough, though. They've given up Heaven. They go for a flash on it, though.
Both the paranoia and the flash up from Ethan.
They're aware of the situation.
Trying to fill in behind it. Ethan looking for the first target. And the Molly's
He's
not going to deal any
sticking.
damage. He's able to be above it, and they have no idea! Another clutch!
Just on top of the box. They're still scratching their head about that one because they're communicating right now. Oh, the volley, it hit for sure. I was just looking at the smoke. There's no way I could miss that. But just sits on top of the box, takes no damage from it. It's a clutch from Jogamo again, by the way.
Player standing.
Wow.
Two back to back.
Yeah, we said the same thing, bro. Wow.
And we do see the lead switch. Actually, the first lead swap that we have all series long.
Remember in the previous round, it was aggression towards A main, this time towards C. And it's quite the posse.
I mean, you have Jogamo with the flash here, too. Demon 1 with the knives. This could be devastating, especially with the paranoia.
Are they going to swing off the Trailblazer? Yeah, they are. There it is. The
Oh, he
fault line,
missed
but
it.
Demon 1 gets caught on the wall. Still pushing forward, but that should give FUT a window to get out. But can Boostio hold them back himself? They've got him trapped. There's nowhere for them to go. Boostio playing such a dangerous position. And he gets two. Looking for the third, and Boostio finds it. Not able to convert on much more, but from the graves, he brings Mr. Fallen down with him.
It's almost the same situation as the Ace 2, just one short, though. But they control it, and they corral the spike into B main. Grax has very little to do.
What a trap play. Again, nowhere for FUT to go.
And remember, the first initial play did not work. They get the paranoia off, they go for the dash. Demon 1 misses it, and FUT just fall back, but they fall into Boostio push.
That just goes to show, again, the layers to these traps, right? There's not just one to it. It's not just all riding or dying on Demon 1 finding the space.
That's Boostio making a play. And the second shot is...
Yeah, that's just dumb. The third one's dumb too, bro.
Stun.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Again, our reaction as well. He's him.
No timeout called. Interesting here. FUT continuing to go forward. Kiwi has the ult. We saw this orb, and it was previously combined with an Nano. This time, just the orb. Just pushing him off the angle.
Insta lockdown? Are you serious?
That is early.
I mean, especially with the info that Ethan's dog is getting right now. Gets it off before he gets suppressed.
It was the knife, and then it was the ult. You're absolutely right, but they invest the overdrive. Boostio tucked, and again, value for Boostio. Not able to get any more than that, though.
Pushing the lockdown to break it.
They're trying. Numbers still for FUT here. They've taken the space, but it's going to be a two-man flank coming in through door. They should know. 2v4 now. Demon 1 and Ethan. Can they do it on their own? Can Ethan do it on his own? No, he cannot. A great response from FUT.
The speed and the reaction there. From both sides. I love that Boostio falls back, instantly pops the ult before the null command comes in. Really expecting that. And then FUT to continue on and push forward into spawn instantly. Such a good response. I mean, you saw an opportunity there for Boostio for sure.
Yeah.
To go for 3 and maybe go for the trigger discipline too, but chooses not to. Instead, maybe as well thinking that Kiwi is going to be way ahead of his team, and he was.
I don't blame him. It's a tantalizing temptation to see a Neon dash across your screen like that. I get it. I totally get it. EG still hanging on to a lead. A narrow one at that.
Oh, he's spotted.
He's so done.
Yeah. Yeah.
No way for him to get out of that, but off of the paranoia. Jogamo looking to apply pressure. There's comm utility here too, as both go tit for tat. Numbers for FUT though.
Second flash there from Calm was good, but they really, really needed to find the kills with it. And I think understanding that, that's why both players are now down. No choice for discipline in that situation in the final round. Ethan has been playing really well around the Viper pit.
He's in the lockdown, looking to see if he once again can play on these razor-thin margins. Indecision.
It's all good. All good.
Bugs, that was so close.
All good.
Spike planted.
Trailblazer, one of the last bits of utility he has the flash. Boostio's here too, who is having himself an outrageous half, by the way.
This is much harder to deal with. They know where both sides are, and they're also cut off from finding any entrance. Whereas that last pit was much more on the platform. There's the flash for Boostio to go, though.
He's just trampling his way forward, and he gets one.
Standing.
But that's all it is. Can Ethan clutch this out? The spam not gonna land. 3 for Captain and a 6th round for FUT. Thank you so much, Golden Boy. Yes, a 6-6 half. Now we see Evil Geniuses on the attacking side. We'll see if Demon can find a little bit more traction because he struggled in the first half. Just at 3 and 7 for now.
Boostio with the Sheriff. That guy is on fire for sure.
He is.
But it's important for Demon 1 to start getting going, not just for this game, but in general. I think, given how close this game is, he might be the factor that needs to be. If he turns it up a little bit, that might give him the edge.
Here.
Go back to that conversation in just a moment as Evil Geniuses looks to explore B.
Wow. That Trailblazer just got so much value because they broke the door for it.
Yeah.
So it went so deep. Self-stun, actually.
The knife, too. I mean, you're seeing so much of this utility dumped out onto the site, and there's another smoke. Demo 1 peeking in front of it, dealing a little bit of damage.
Mr. Fallen's an issue here, though, because he's going to open that revolving door and cause pressure towards these players on the site.
Krax finding the first, getting spammed right back. Meanwhile, there's a fight at the door, and Mr. Fallen gets a kill out onto Calm. How much more can they find? A 2v2 here. Mosh so weak. And they're both sitting on the outside trying to look in. Swing at the same time, Ethan getting the first. A weak Maj forced into a 1v2, tries to swing out, swings into his death. Another pistol for EG.
All 4 at this point in the series. And while it might feel like they've been relying on them to balloon the leads early, if that's the win con, they've been checking that box over and over every single half so far. And you could definitely see, we already just saw the Ares picked up actually on the second round here of this half.
I'm so good! We often say this game is decided on confidence, and well, he's feeling it. I love this trap setup. The flash pops over the Viper wall, and they can swing through it.
And the Neon is on the backside of this too. It's not the angle you expect them to be in.
And there it is. They were ready for it, though.
But the range, there's nobody really getting info about how close they are. They have to just do it off of the Viper wall. Fuel coming down. There's basically a timer because of that fuel if you're sitting in that pocket.
Yeah.
And you could tell EG was so far back it really didn't affect them whatsoever.
And they were so patient.
I do love the nuanced approach to the KO though. So good.
Agreed. Flash, does he molly off of that? No, the Trailblazer applying some pressure though.
They smelled the stack here.
Yeah, they did. And Boostio's able to get a little bit of space mid too, so they can just break the panel, go through that, not even bother with the fight.
Calm committed to fighting this though, and he's trapped against 3.
Trapped against 3, but he's got a Bulldog at hand. It is just pistols on the other side, and well, the pistol proved to be just what was needed. Switching things off, handing it over to Krax. Just one weapon in their hands. Add a Captain weak. Jogamo finding some spam, getting the kill out onto him. Marshall finding value, and once again, we find ourselves in a position where EG may be able to capitalize off of the pistol, and they do.
And Boostio again. And despite the situation losing the gun, they're able to pick up what they need. So once again, a big chance at the bonus. Didn't happen in that first half. But on split, converted both of them. And you see so many instances where you have momentum for Evil Geniuses. When it's your IGL being able to pop off so hard like this, it gives so much energy to the rest of the team, still expecting it from Demon 1.
25 and 10. And the thing is, he's consistently performing at a high level. This isn't like a one-off thing for Boostio.
It's really been towards the tail end of the split, and now coming into Tokyo as well. In playoffs, he was, I mean, just another beast. We knew he had that potential in him. Well, I mean, he's first. He's first in.
Perfectly common, right? To have the Killjoy being the entry, and almost finding the kill, but well done by beating him in one to trade back.
They're stunning for the KJ pushing spawn. Come on, man. And that's what it is. That confidence you're talking about, they've given themselves the sight, though, in a big opportunity right now, but they do lose that Vandal that Boostio had. Look at the flank, though, from Jogamo. He has an opportunity. He just has the Sheriff. Remember that KJ is dead, so the alarm bot not active.
But Ada Captain, wise to it, a sixth sense. Knew the timing, knew the pressure. Demon 1 backing on up, throwing it in reverse and staying alive for now. With the spike planted, can they buy enough time? Can they get enough kills?
The orb and the smoke as well, preventing them from being able to play this post plan effectively.
It's just a fall line. He's going to hold it. They're going to hold it the entire way because of all the numbers that they have. FUT get the defuse.
Great play. And well handled too. Being able to take down at least the first, force Demon 1 to have to go for that trade and lose the opportunity to have Boostio with his mollies in that post. And that's a play that, yeah, I mean, crazy. Crazy out of EG. But if it works, it works. Let's see if Boostio continues that same sort of reckless aggression. And it could hurt them in the long run, despite the scoreline from him. It definitely could.
At the same time, though, when you're hot, you're hot. And off of that, Boostio once again first, but much like we saw in the previous round, Demon 1 close by. Alarm bot cleared. Start to see a couple of bullets exchanged off of the face of the utility, but nothing done quite yet. Meanwhile, Kiwi is posted up very aggressively towards A with the judge. And it looks like they're going to be pushing right back into him. The spike is there. Jogamo is going to be the first. Demon 1 close by. Do they have any idea? Are they meticulous enough to check this? No, they're not.
Right there.
Off of that, the question is, how much more value can they find? Calm tucking tail and rotating away. And you've got a luxury of space. You've got space B, you've got space C. Calm has options here. So many options. A plethora of positions to go into. Boostio falls.
Power on the side of these players. Good flashes and spots them both, so they have so much time to actually pivot into a deeper position. No wall available, no smoke either, so they can get off site here.
That was bold, though. Ethan Run almost paying for it.
They buy time for the stun to come back up. It just did. Now they can swing off of something.
What other utility do they have? Nothing for Ethan. Just the Phantom.
Aftershock available, too.
Cheeky flash.
Last player standing.
But Ethan falls. That's a 4K for Kiwi. Potential at an ace, but Calm in the clutch. So good in Americas! So good in Japan!
3 clutch rounds now from Evil Geniuses, and that's carrying them through to this lead on their opponent's map pick. And possibly a 2-0 in their first match here at Tokyo. That would be a complete reversal from what we saw at Lock-In for this team, and obviously this team has been upgraded so much. The focus that they had on improving over and over, the fact that they're here is crazy.
Remember, it was a knife on this map that punched their ticket here, and they're seizing the moment. Plenty of opportunities to do it again, though, as Jogamo feeling a lot of pressure. That high-low is way too much to deal with.
Remember, this team, we saw many instances of FUT getting advantages on these light buy rounds, but not quite able to close them out on split. That was over and over happening. I mean, they were put in that situation so often.
Can they convert here? Kiwi has ult and has a Vandal in hand.
Calm's ult too, that's what they're waiting for right now. Could give them the sight. Boostio's as well. Now they have plenty of tools to play in the post. But these mollies not broken yet.
Oh, and they kind of have to commit here because there's no space B and there's no space A. They're just going to walk right into the setup the FUT have. Kiwi's caught.
And you have this play on the back. Yes, certainly 2 players detained right now. They're not able to punish. Demon 1 goes for it, but the door open and the flank from Mound too.
And the time is expired. The window's closed. Ethan falling. Remember, it was this lighter weaponry, and they've swapped the guns now. It's Krax who has the rifle.
Here.
25 seconds.
And look at how disciplined FUT are. Holding in Mound, holding in B, forcing EG to go into them. And that's exactly what they do. Demon 1 with 18 HP and 14 seconds left, forced into a surely unwinnable situation.
Oh, you can plant here, actually. Out of Captain's given up so much space, he's not going to go for it. Instead,
he went so far up. And the clock has expired.
Thrifty.
Question is, who dies? It's Demon 1 who falls, but a thrifty round for FUT.
they finally get it. Hunting for it so often. They finally get it. Can they hang on with that success? Opening and again, getting up on top of that root, being able to high-low peak, like you called out. So difficult for Giacomo to deal with in that situation. And now EG is the one who's forced down to just the pistols. No stingers, nothing invested. Wow.
That would be a terrible place to be standing.
3 pieces of util, the stun from Kiwi, the nade as well from Krax, and a molly too to get a 1-tap on potentially a Giacomo TP, something like that. And despite that, EG not only pivot back to this orb on B, but also get the space that they were looking for at the beginning. And FUT was looking to counter. And opening the door too. Normally this is followed up with a dog. This time Boostio's up before any other util.
They're gonna split into this, but there's so much Killjoy utility here. They've cleared some of it.
They're not gonna expect Boostio.
Use off of the flash, but the shot not able to land.
What a turn from Krax.
Very well done by the KO. Now off of that paranoia, Fallen trying to find a window, and he cannot. But Krax continues to be a problem. Now in the face of the Trailblazer, can he find more? Yes, he can. That's 3. Ethan swinging around, finally dealing with him. It was all an exercise in futility. We're tied at 9.
It is completely unclear which way this second map will go. Despite the fact that we were late into it. Round 19. A deal, because FUT, again, experience, you said 10 maps. The losses that they have against Fnatic and Team Liquid, I mean, those are the first and second seed of EMEA.
Yep.
The fact that EG is putting up performances to match those, maybe not Fnatic, who got 13-1 against FUT on this map. But still, the fact that that's a possible scenario that we're seeing.
Both teams with a brief moment to talk things over and approach things with a fresh look.
I mean, shoot, that was a whole halftime break with the double timeout.
That really was.
Yeah, plenty of time to discuss.
Question is always on the other side of this, what's different, right? What's the new approach?
So nice here. This time it's solo lurking. They're taking mound control. They're putting a deep alarm bot, and Giacomo is not only breaking the panel, but also opening up the door. Full pressure on this A side with 1 person.
A little bit of misdirection, doubt instilled into the minds of the defenses.
And the problem here, too, is Kiwi's under pressure from both sides, now the panel and everywhere else.
They're committing to this. Boostio's exploring by himself at C while the rest of the hit is A. Off of the face of the Rolling Thunder. Ada Captain holds the line. Krax doing a bit of the same. And this has gone horribly asunder.
And that was a breach ult to push them in. They did already bait out 1 molly from Ada Captain, but the second one as well, really allowing these guys to just stay put and hold the line. Ada Captain with stun kills as well.
30 seconds left.
If he gets the op-out, okay.
An attempt was made, but yeah. A prime gaming flawless round for FUT. And you mentioned it. It was off the Rolling Thunder, right? But the stun kills out from Ada Captain. I think he got 3 that round, and Krax got another. It was by committee, and it was impressive nonetheless.
Yeah, that dual anchor hold. Making it prime gaming flawless. Yeah, that first kill on the Demon 1. Again, for Evil Geniuses, oof. Demon 1 needs to step up here in the final moments of this map if he wants to close out this series in a flawless fashion like a 2-0. The bottom of the leaderboard.
Haven't seen him in that position very much at all. After taking Americas by storm, he leaves the comfort of his home and now finds himself struggling.
I mean, Talk about a whirlwind for a player to go through, though, to
No
get
kidding.
his passport, visa, everything expedited. You're hearing him travel across the U.S. as this hit comes through Kiwi. Get success with the op on the other side of the map.
And at the best attempt from EG, that's all it is for now. 1 for 1. Stingers in the hands of Ethan and Com, and a rifle from Boostio.
But even if this does end up giving a site, giving a plant, you have so many tools here from FUT. The lockdown, specifically here in Waterfall.
Right on cue.
Giacomo's going to go really aggressive here. He has a one-way that he can maybe peek past and challenge Kiwi against. Oh, wait, whoa.
Oh, that's huge!
That's an op that can come through Waterfall as well. They're going to try to challenge him in the spawn, but he's already gone.
Tables have turned so tremendously. And now Crack's pushing forward weak into the face of 2, but the kills have gone back and forth. Ethan with 6 HP and just the Stinger cannot deliver, but Maj can. What a round.
If he stays 1 more second back towards Mound, it's a different story. This defuse wouldn't be able to get connected with.
Oh.
But it's crazy because his role there with the Stinger is to do a drive-by.
Yeah.
Get back into that second corner that he ends up falling into, while the rest of his team stays up and maybe finds the kills. A big threat. But don't forget that last round was flawless for them. So despite losing a bunch on this anti-eco, FUT are still very much in control of the bank. But it's not just him too, it's Boostio, it's Giacomo, it's Com, it's Demon One. None of them have made an international event, a global event, so far in their careers.
See the line set up off the fault line, they swing through. And it's just gonna be a trade of utility. First the paranoia, then the flash, and nobody can see a damn thing! Kills go traded 1 for 1. Presence still persists here, as you see Ethan grabbing the orb. In the smoke is Mr. Fallen looking for a free one. Nothing delivered.
Slight arc on that, but Kiwi does take the space to catch the pivot back.
Off of the Seekers? From so far back?
And the Trailblazer too.
Yeah. I mean, they got what they were looking for. They pushed him off the angle.
But look at the space with Giacomo. He's actually pushing the site with that Seeker.
The alarm bot gives him away. How much further does Giacomo go?
He's so fast, Kiwi.
He's scaling up. The op just on the other side. And the kill delivered.
Mosh dicing with death now. He's going to get one. Giacomo TPs across. Are you kidding me? Looking to put it on match point.
The thing is, Demon One found so much space by himself. You see him on the minimap now. Potentially scaling up into spawn. The problem with this is it's just going to take so long.
I mean, yeah, but we've seen so many instances of the EG players being able to really pick at multiple sides of the map. So with this plant as well, you have no clue about the rest. If Demon One can find some way to get value out of his deep position and still stay alive to rejoin Ethan late.
10 seconds left.
Remember, he has struggled this map. He's struggled this series.
I'm looking at Mr. Fallen to, yes, TP Mound instantly.
Demon One, the linchpin, first to fall is Cracks. Attention divided as the approach from FUT is from multiple sides.
They've joined themselves kind of here with a crossfire and spawn.
Now Ethan One giving the space. Maj's timing is going to be tremendous if he can hit the window just right. Spike is ticked further away. Demon One down to 29 HP, eventually falls. Ethan left in the clutch. Can he do it? No, he cannot.
And the plant was good for him too. The idea there from EG definitely could have worked in the 2v3. But FUT, and as well for them, I mean, for them, they're the first Turkish team in 2 years to make it here. Last one. It was way back at Masters Berlin. The desk talked on it a lot. But for them, they have not attended a global event either. It's the same exact situation, but without a single veteran. These guys qualified through Tier 2 last year. They won that circuit for EMEA. One of the very few teams in partnerships to actually make a team from Tier 2 and keep it into the Tier 1 system.
You can see the setup towards C, but the attention is B. Off of the op. No pressure, patient. Wow. Yeah, it was the fault line, but there was no swing off of that. Now EG investing the lockdown. Gonna see what space they can find while Mr. Fallen's gone hunting. The paranoia is great.
TP in from Giacomo. He breaks the angle. Kiwi did get detained up top, though. Are they going to make a push for it?
I mean, surely.
Giacomo still has the flash.
Again, the window has closed, and now they explore. The flash not landing, but the shot isn't either. Splitting the uprights as Cracks does clean up Demon 1.
Meanwhile, look at the pit. Look at the pressure through the door. The pit has covered the spike.
It's going to be too much. Surely it's too much for them to handle. What can Boostio do? Another kill acquired.
I mean, they're looking for spam here. Calm has a fault line, too, to make it difficult.
And there's a flash. There it is. The swing. Boostio's gone aggressive. Boostio's gone aggressive, and he gets 4. Not able to land the ace, but time is short. Cracks with 3. Time ticking away. And there's no way that we just saw that hold from EG. That play from Boostio. What a lunatic.
He's crazy. And it's not a pop-off anymore. It's instant focus for Boostio. Look at this aggression. And we mentioned earlier in the game, early in this half, Boostio was going crazy, way overconfident. Now he's hit 30 in round 23. Now he's one of the only sparks on this team. And to win and turn a situation like that is crazy. FUT still on match point. Plenty of time, plenty of bank.
But EG managing to break the streak. That was 5 rounds in a row that the defense had been able to put up.
And they're doing a great job neutralizing Kiwi. He's constantly switching up on the space that he's taking too, forcing him to retake with the op, and you can see how uncomfortable it was in that last round, missing that shot, and still able to push them back out of B-Heaven. But if he takes 1 there, you see that situation a lot different.
There's a lot of defensive presence here.
Oh my goodness.
On the other side of the wall. What's the cue? Do they just contact out? It's the flash, it's the spam, and it's a 3K for EG! The site is theirs! EG not done with this map yet. And unless FUT can pull off a 2v5.
I think it's an instant save here, Doug.
Yeah, I agree.
You've got the op in the hands of Kiwi. He's already tagged down. You've got a Vandal for Maj. 1 off of the KJ ult too. But the rest of the players who are in the grave right now, 500 credits, 350 credits, 150 credits.
They're broke. They're big broke.
If they don't save these weapons, you're looking at a possible easy overtime round for EG. At least a much, much easier one. Despite the fact that by situation.
Broke.
To close out the map in a situation like that would be ridiculous. But both guns will get carried over. Giacomo, careful there. It's the Phantom instead.
We got to see what the buy situation is going to look like, because you're right. FUT have historically been very good in these situations, these light buy, eco situations, if you will. They've only converted 1 this series, so it's not like they've had an abundance of them.
But I also think that these situations where you have hero rifles, you have hero ops, are actually much, much more difficult to play with if you're those light buy players, because the situation is going to be, let's play this round normal. But you have 2 Spectres out. Can you really even afford to do that? Boostio with his KJ lockdown too have to be considered. And we'll have that final timeout from FUT. With all the MEA teams, it's much, much more pressure on them than for EG, who obviously they want to get out of groups, but they at least already have another global events booked.
Kiwi has already taken almost all of A main with an op, and there's help close by. But EG choosing not to explore that way. The lockdown invested was same place as we saw last time.
Yep. Counter lockdown used, but that does still give up a plant. It's so far back. If he could have got that down in B-Link, that would have been different.
And you see the ping on the minimap. That's where they want to go. They're going to commit to this B. Digging their heels in the sand as Giacomo goes aggressive on the ult. He's so far away.
That's crazy.
Nobody's heard that from that distance. And now paranoia instilled as they wonder where has he gone. Oh, Demon 1, Flash gets 2.
Full blind.
Dashing back, getting up high, the knives don't land.
Nobody there to help, but they're fine sitting behind this field, and Ethan gets it anyways.
And now Giacomo appears. The early ult repositioned.
One enemy remaining.
A couple of bullets into the back of the hopes and dreams of FUT on that round. We're going OT, baby. We're going the distance.
Switching sides.
It's definitely a huge welcome to Tokyo. For everybody. That's ridiculous from Demon 1. full blind, 2 headshots with the spray from the Vandal.
And then instantly popping knives. To be that disoriented in that moment, but still have the wherewithal to know you're 2 off of the ult. Very well done. Woo, baby.
And Boostio, right, by the way, we're heading into overtime right now. We have a chance to see Boostio really push up on the scoreboard. Already dropped 30 in regulation. At this point, we're looking at definitely a game here. EG versus FUT, map 2, first overtime. And we swap sides now. FUT back to that attack. Remember, such good halves in EMEA, but the one here was only 6-6.
A far cry from their usual performance. The Demon One feeling it. Dashing away, staying alive.
They've got mount control here. FUT have the ideas. There's no flashes anymore from Crack, so they can't actually take it, but they do anyways.
He's so pacey, he's so aggressive, and you're right, Krax was close by. And off of that, Jogamo punished.
It's like Jogamo's trying to do what Mr. Fallen was by hiding in that smoke for so long.
Yeah. Ultorb goes over to Mod. He's repositions, the spike's still not in hand, but look at how far up Ethan is.
Boostio's
no real way to apply pressure.
It's so crazy. It's such a nasty off angle. You're playing in a spot that, oh my goodness.
The spike is rotating back, and Ethan's wise to it. He knows, he hears it. Not it. Oh, he does land the shots with one bullet left. How does he get the second? He cannot.
No time to switch even.
Meanwhile, Mr. Fallen has gotten so far up into B already.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get the package delivered.
But can they secure it? Can they preserve it?
Look at Demon One on the flank, instantly taking the space that he knows they have to give up. They don't know Mr. Fallen's position, but Demon One, with this information, he probably does.
Ult used. Demon One creeping forward. Neither target found. But a position for Heroics once again. An opportunity to right the ship. Mr. Fallen in the smoke, a 1v3. Nothing found.
Evil Geniuses, they fought back hard to make it to overtime. They take advantage in the first one.
Match point.
The very first one. Yeah, again, that angle was just so brutal because you can fall back into a position that Mound can't even help you. So the players who are funneling in, not only do you get a kill on the Mound players as they're using you to.
Oh my god. The duality of man right there. Potter chuckling, popping off as guys is just a blank stare into the screen.
Done.
EG in a position to close things out 2-0. Through some heroics as now you see FUT pushing forward A. They've once again put Kiwi One in such an aggressive position, but you see Calm, you can see it through the X-ray. He's set up with the fault line ready to go.
Yeah, and remember, early on in this match, we saw so much Odin play. That's completely gone from Evil Geniuses. That could have punished Kiwi right there.
The deep flash. EG take A. At least stay main for now. You're still going to have to get through the alarm about the smoke and the nanos.
The slow pace out of the side of EG might indicate that they're going for like an orb farm, which is really good on this map in overtime because you can get ults up.
How much do they bite on this? The alarm bot has been cleared, the door has been opened, and now the nano's used. This is buying some time for FUT to rotate over. Krax is here. Kiwi's still holding line, but they're gonna commit. The paranoia pushing him off the angle, flash on the other side, and now the aftershock. There's nowhere to go. You gotta swing out into your death.
This might be it here.
Numbers EG. The spike ticks. Cracks, swinging out of the smoke, swinging into Calm, and it's all on to Ad Captain, and he cannot deliver. EG Open Masters Tokyo with a 2-0 win over FUT.